Welcome, everybody, to Tweed's Sip and Style. I am joined here by my good friend, Kristian D'An. Kristian is absolutely crushing the entrepreneur space. He is a SEO marketer expert in his field, and I'm really happy you could join me today this morning.
I'm happy to be here, man. I appreciate that invite. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Thanks. So I really want to understand, I really want to dive right into everything. I want to understand your mindset, but also, first and foremost, I really want to get your story. How did you, tell me about your come up, before the marketing, and what were you doing before your company?
Yeah, so... originally I'm born and raised in Miami, and then I had applied to really one school, the Naval Academy, Annapolis. Probably seen the movie with Channing Tatum and everything. Yeah. So I wanted to go there, which is very competitive, right? You got your Ivy Leagues, which are the most competitive, and then you got your five-star academies like West Point, Annapolis, which are the second most competitive. But I was so dialed in on that's what I wanted to do that I only applied to that school, even though it was a 12% acceptance rate and only 10% of people actually go.
Yeah.
I had a couple of hurdles. One of the biggest hurdles was my weight. I was always pre-diabetic obese growing up. I was always the fat boy, nicknamed Chef Boyardee in high school. And towards the end of it, I knew that if I wanted to go military and go to the Naval Academy, there's a whole certified fitness, SFA, CFA, certified fitness assessment that I needed to pass. So I lost 90 pounds in about a year in efforts to do that. And then I ended up getting accepted to their summer seminar program where you go as a student for the summer, which is also competitive, getting accepted to that program. It's a 25% acceptance rate to that. So I'm like, oh shit, okay. I was at 12%. Now I'm the 25% that gets accepted into this program. And of the people that go to the program, 33% get accepted into the full program. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm at from a 12% to a 33%. I'm definitely going to get accepted. I'm like 1 out of 3. I got the congressional nomination from Debbie Wasserman Schultz because you need either from the president, vice president, House of Reps, senator, you need a congressional nomination to go to one of these academies, and they only give out 5 every single year. So I did mine with Debbie Wasserman Schultz before this whole board of decorated officials, got that. Lost the weight, but I didn't pass the physical requirements in time. I did drop 90 pounds, but I couldn't do a single pull-up, and they're like, well, we got this hang test. I couldn't hang for a second on the pull-up bar. Yeah. So long story short, I didn't get accepted, and I'm scrambling. This is day of the deadline to apply to just any college. So I applied to USF. They're like, hey, we're full here, but we'll waitlist you, or you can get accepted at USF St. Pete now, which is what brought me here to St. Pete, and throughout college, I did personal training. Throughout the early stages of my business, that's what I did. I was very passionate about it. I lost a ton of weight, and, it may have been a physical achievement, but there's this thing called the ripple effect, where it might be an advancement in your physique, but emotionally I felt better. Spiritually I felt better. My relationships, my confidence, I'm able to speak to people differently, move differently, which helped me perform better when I was personal training and everything like that. So that's why I was so passionate about helping other people go through that same transformation that I went through, because my quality of life completely improved, and I felt like a completely different person after doing it. So did that throughout college while I was studying marketing, ended up getting my bachelor's in marketing, but I had already gotten into the digital marketing field because I saw that that's where the world was going. Yeah. My stepdad did marketing for Bacardi, and he did all of the Bacardi. Have you ever seen Bacardi Limon? Do we have Bacardi Limon here?
I'm sure we do. We got some in there in the back.
So he did Bacardi Limon, Bacardi O, the Island Breezers, which you make pina coladas. And growing up, I always saw him have 3 different bottles of the same thing, but one was a circle, one was a rectangle, one had this label, one had this cap. And I was like, man, that's cool. He's making this come to life, and everything. He did the commercials with Pitbull, Mr. 305, and everything like that. So I was like, I want to do that, but he was more on the branding, marketing, and then I just got into the digital side, and I niched down into search engine optimization, which is what I've been doing for 15 years, and we started off just an SEO company, but we found that companies needed more than just SEO, right? Like, hey, we can generate leads, but we live in a microwave world. Everyone wants results now. They want instant gratification.
Yep.
And I mean, for everything that we do, right? Even working out, right? Some of us go and we work out for a week and then we don't see the result when we look in the mirror. So it's like, it's kind of discouraging. But SEO also is kind of like the gym. It takes some time. It takes 3 to 6 months. But people want leads now to tomorrow. So we grew into doing ads. And then as we're generating businesses leads, the issue wasn't us generating the leads. It was what do they do with the lead? How do they maintain the lead, nurture the lead, and everything like that? And then that's when we started getting into the AI automation systems to nurture leads for our clients, since some of them just weren't doing it for themselves and just things were slipping through the cracks. So we've grown to be a full-scale marketing agency. We have a team of now 27, hired another web designer just yesterday. It was his first day. So we have our web development team, we have our media buying team, we have our SEO team, and our AI automation team as well. So it's been pretty awesome. The ride's been pretty awesome. Yeah.
That's an incredible story. I mean, how long have you been had the company?
Since 2017.
Since 2017?
8 years
8
now?
years?
Yeah,
Okay.
next January, this coming up January will be 9 years in business for us.
Nice. And you've been scaling, you've been able to scale pretty decently. I mean, how many employees do you have now?
27.
27. No, that's awesome. So, I mean, you guys are absolutely crushing. Tell me like about the mindset, like the CEO mindset of like being able to run your business, be able to stay in shape and all of that. Like, I mean, your head must be like swiveling off of its, neck. Like, I believe it, dude. Like, I mean, I manage a whole Tweeds location. I manage several stores, and my head's swiveling. So, like, I can only imagine being the CEO and, running a business so successful. Like, tell me about your mindset. Like, what gets you through your days?
It's just doing what I know I need to do, regardless of how I feel about it, right? Like there's days I wake up and I'm like, fuck this. But I still got to do it, right? There's a lot of people that are counting on me. My entire team is counting on me. All of our clients are counting on me. So it's like I always got to put my emotions and how I feel that day or whatever, don't feel that day aside and put it in check. That way we can continue to grow. So, as far as mindset goes, I'm just, sometimes when I've started to, especially in the beginning, I now welcome the stress. I now welcome the overwhelming feeling. It's worse, that battle in your head that you have when you feel overwhelmed and you feel like, God, this is too much. It's out of control. How can I handle this? And you start fighting that overwhelming and that stress feeling. The more that you just welcome it and realize, oh, this is part of the journey. Yeah. This is part of, like, I need to develop my emotional IQ in order to become that version that needs to lead our company, that needs to lead our clients and everything like that. So I put myself in check, and there's this thing that floats around on the internet that I always see, and it's thank God that I have this much on my plate. Thank God that I'm overwhelmed with having so much opportunity and activity in my life, because this is what I prayed for then, and now that I have it, it's just like reminding myself.
Complaining,
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be stressed with having too much on my plate than just not having anything on my plate and having zero opportunity on my plate. So I've welcomed the feeling. Mindset is a big part of it. Personal development has been a huge, huge game changer in my life, and that's something that I'm still doing, right? I'm part of a mastermind, and today I'm being onboarded to do neuro-linguistics programming as well. Which is kind of unprogramming all of the things that may be holding you back, past traumas, whatever it is, and then programming your mind the right way moving forward. So even today, this far into business and having a decade of personal development and everything like that, I still continue to work on myself. And I will say I got away from it for some time, because instead of building me, I built me. And then I started building the business, and I got so caught up in building the business that I let go of building my mindset. So that's why, this year and next year is I have a major focus on continuing my personal development journey, because humble enough to know that I don't know it all and I'm not there yet.
Right.
I'm not where I want to be yet. We've had a ton of success and it's amazing. And, people on our team, they're making six figures and I love to see that. But there's so much more for our company and everybody on our team and our clients to come. So I just got to keep developing, keep leveling up.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to see some of your guys get to seven figures over time. You know, I'm sure you want to see that growth. And that's incredible. Like, to have a leader like yourself within your company that's pushing your guys to, to do great things and to continue to grow. That's huge. Tell me about your, that's kind of more along the mindset that keeps you going, but tell me about the mindset that you had to have in order to get this thing off the ground. What was it that, how did you, I imagine there's a lot of grit and determination, but tell me about that.
So it's pretty funny. I had a mentor that he was the one that he said, I'm going to brainwash you. He's like, but you're going to want your brain washed. And made me go to an event once a month, made me go to sales trainings, personal development trainings, made me read a book a month and everything like that. Literally brainwashed me, but all for the better, because who I came out on the other side was just a better version of who I was prior. And so going through all of that just helped me build that level of being relentless that I needed it to be, because that's all it is just being relentless. And one of my favorite acronyms is AOMA, all out massive action. And I recently talked about it. I'm more of a ready, fire, then aim. I'm more of a just jump and then grow your wings on the way down. But, a lot of people get analysis paralysis and they never end up taking any action because they're so concerned about what if it doesn't work, instead of being more concerned about what if it does work. So when I first got started, I knew this skill set, and I did do corporate America for maybe a year and a half or so. And the corporate America vibe wasn't for me. So I ended up leaving, and I got into sales. I started selling travel, and someone came along and was like, "Hey, do you want to trade some tattoos for some SEO?" And we ended up getting them top 3 on Google and crushed it for that business, and got a referral from that. It was, again, free work. Well, free, a little barter, tattoos for marketing. But then once we got that result, and then someone else heard about it and was like, "Hey, can you get me that result?" I was like, yeah. And then we got them that result, and then I was like, oh shit, let's do it again. Let's do it again, and let's do it again, and let's do it again. And it was just rinse and repeat, and then we started to just grow. It hasn't always been linear. It has its ups and downs, and probably for the first 3-4 years, it was very small growth.
Right.
And then we started to put together the systems and processes where we can actually build a team, take new players, plug them in to this system, and be able to duplicate. Because that's one of the biggest things when it comes to scaling. You need to be able to duplicate. And to be able to duplicate, you need to have standard operating procedures so you can take someone else, plug them in, and have them execute the same exact way. It's, why Tweeds is so successful. There's a system and process, dude. You guys just boom, copy and paste, boom, copy and paste, boom, copy and paste. Another location, Greenville, South Carolina, Fort Lauderdale, Boca. You guys are just, there's a system and process that's been created that's allowed you guys to kind of just clone, rinse and repeat, clone, rinse and repeat. And that's what, we started to focus on, right? Again, I'm more of that type A, ready, fire, aim. And I was good at scaling, but then you have other growing pains. Okay, how do we make sure that execution on fulfillment's being done properly as we onboard new people? How do we know that these new players are going to be able to execute the same exact way that I've been executing to get everybody that result? And we started to put that in, and then that's when we started to see massive growth. And now we could turn up the marketing for ourselves because we had systems now in place. Right in the beginning, it was just kind of just like go, all out massive action. And then it was like, okay, wait, hold on. We're going to have bad problems, good, but bad problems, still a problem. if we don't have the back end
Yeah.
built out correctly.
Yeah, you got to have that back end system like set up and like ready to, make sure every new client is treated the same. It's interesting. I mean, you kind of echo a lot of the sentiments that I feel like I heard from Donald. All out massive action. And then also brainwash. We talk about that a lot. Brainwash yourself for success, because like one way or the other, like you're gonna get brainwashed. So like, why wouldn't you brainwash yourself for what you want to happen? So like, we talk about that a lot within the company. Like that's huge with us. Like any of the guys that are crushing, that are doing really, really well for themselves now, they seem to have really adopted that mindset and brainwashed themselves to the point of delusional confidence, delusional belief,
absolutely.
And some even came in with that. Like,
we have to be crazy and delusional.
Yeah. Like, I think I came in with that. I think Michael came in with that. He had a delusional belief that he was just going to crush here.
Yeah.
And he already had it when he came in, and now we were just adding to that already, very full cup. And, so it's incredible, like what you can do with massive action and brainwashing yourself. So I really, admire those points. Tell me about like AI, like how do you think that's kind of gonna change your business, SEO, as we kind of see it? I've heard like Google is, 5, 10, 15 years from now going to be like Yellow Pages. So like, I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that. I think you'll have your people that go to that, but like, I've heard that. So tell me what you think, how you think AI is going to mess around with Google.
Hopefully in 10 to 15 years, I'm on a beach somewhere. By that time, hopefully that's where I'm at. I've been 9 years in this, and now, I got another 5 in me. No, I got plenty in me. I don't see myself ever stopping. But AI is playing a big role. It already has. It's been for a while. Our offering it as a service. As far as adapting on it, right? A lot of people Google that comment, for example. As of Q2 2025, here are the facts. Google still dominates 81% of the search market. ChatGPT's grown to own 9% of the search market, and the other 10% is a mix of like Claude and Bing, Perplexity, and all of those other ones, maybe a point or two for each of those. But Google's still 81%, so SEO is still very relevant. So all of those ads that you see that say SEO is dead is just a bait and switch. It's to put this down so they can elevate their paid media strategy, that's what they're selling. So of course they're going to say SEO sucks, do ads with me. Realistically, that's not the case, and I'm sure you guys get a ton of business because someone searched custom suits near me on Google and they came in through these doors, right? Still very relevant. However, we don't want to ignore the fact that AI searches are growing. So several months ago, probably 6 to 12 months ago, we hired a new SEO specialist, and I'd say SEO because it kind of goes hand in hand with now what's called AEO, which is answer engine optimization. So now we don't just cater to Google, we're also catering to the answer engines, right? Like whenever someone goes to ChatGPT, they ask it a question and it gives you an answer. It's an answer engine. So, we're just structuring our blogs, we're structuring our content, our pages in a slightly different format now. That way headers, and I won't get too nitty gritty with it or technical or nuts and bolts, but here's some free game, right? Where our headers and everything are structured more in a question answer. Because when AI goes and it searches the internet, and it searches new pages, new blogs and everything like that, it skims the headers first so it gets an idea of what the content of that page or blog is about. And when it scans those headers and it sees this person just asked me this question, that header is the same exact question that I was just asked. Now it starts pulling the answers from your site and sourcing you as a credible source. So then people refer back to you, and now you're getting that exposure on these AI searches. So answer engine optimization is something that we're already in, and we already have clients making a ton of money on ChatGPT and all of those platforms. And then Using AI in our follow-up system, in our automation systems as well, right? Like someone fills out a form on our website, they're being outbound dialed in the first 30 seconds. If someone doesn't answer, they get a voicemail drop right in their voicemail. Then text, emails, all of this communication is done within the first 5 minutes. And if someone answers this route, then there's a different automation that it goes. If someone answers positive, boom, they automatically get an outbound dialed and they're connected to someone on our team. So, we got a bunch of automated AI workflows for depending on if it's the weekend, if it's a weekday, if it's after 5 o'clock, if it's before 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we're already incorporating it for us, but also for our clients. I think it's big, and I think the marketing companies that don't embrace it, welcome it, use it, will get left behind, but the ones that do will remain relevant. And, that's something that I've been working on this past 12 months is making sure we don't get caught with our pants down and making sure that we adapt it, not only just for us, but our clients as well. That way we continue to stay relevant, continue to have success. We just built out our sister company, Moon SEO, which is an AI agent, right? You plug it into your Google business and it gets you top 3 on Google. 93% of the people that we've plugged our AI agent into their Google business, they've ranked top 3 on Google for their product or service in 6 months or less, right? So that's big, 93% of them.
That's huge.
And it's automated. This thing is scanning your competitors every millisecond and seeing as everybody's making updates, what they're doing and what factors within their Google business are allowing them to compete at the top 3. It's automatically updating our client's Google business to make sure those elements are present within their Google business profile, so they're also competing at the top 3. I used our software, Moon SEO, the AI agent, on the Google business that I created for Moon SEO. And in 5 weeks, we were number 1 on Google for anybody looking for SEO St. Pete. In fact, we outranked Lux Digital Marketing for SEO in St. Pete in a matter of 5 weeks. That's how good this thing is. So we're welcoming it with open arms. From a business standpoint, from a social standpoint, I think we're going to have a lot of issues with AI. I think depression, suicide, things like that are going to be an all-time low. We're going to have more separation between lower class and middle class, lower class and upper class as AI is coming and taking the middle class jobs. Amazon's laying off 600,000 people right now and replacing them with AI. How are they going to put food on their tables? What's going to happen with crime rates? What's going to, there's so many social issues that people aren't even talking about that are really to come in the next couple of years. We're going to see some we're already seeing the world turn into madness. All these issues that are going on. Well, let's just add this one, and everybody's going to get pretty crazy on what's going on. Not having jobs, not being able to put food on their family plates because AI is just coming in. And AI should be an extension of humans. It shouldn't be a replacement. It should be. It should make us. It should help us become more efficient, right? And all of these other things that we can leverage it for. But it shouldn't be a replacement. Unfortunately, companies are using it to replace all of their employees, which is it's a big issue.
100%. That's so true. AI is definitely, I think sparking a lot of conversation, it's all over the place, like what's possible with it. And I agree with you. I do think it should be an extension. It should be a helper. It should be an aid to us. And, but I do see a lot of companies going and replacing a lot of people, a lot of workers. So I definitely, I feel for that situation. But like in that same vein, like if somebody wanted to get into your space, if there was a young guy who's like, I want to, imagine you welcome that competition and you love that. But if somebody wanted to get into your space, and how should they go about that? Like what how'd you learn about this? Where are some resources for them to go? Teach themselves how to do this. And I do want this to be somewhat of a roadmap, right? Like, hey, I admire Kristian. I want to be just like him. I want to go and start my own company. How does somebody do that?
So, I just got this question just recently from a young cat that was at where were we? Armature Works, Rise by the River. I love going to all of those events and everything like that. So I was out there. He saw the green Lamborghini. He was like, "Hey man, what do you do? How can I do that too?
How can I get a green Lamborghini?"
And so, I was telling him, if anybody wants to get in the digital marketing space, I'd recommend learning something like prompt engineering, which is now this whole new thing. It's a whole new position. They're now starting to teach it at universities. If you have the capital, it's a couple $1,000s. has a program. MIT has a program. If you got the money, they'll accept you. Yeah. It's like $2,000 to $3,000, and it teaches you like it's a fast crash course on 8-week course on AI and learning AI and the different applications of it. But prompt engineering is just learning how to talk to AI. Everybody goes on ChatGPT and does like these kind of more basic, generic,
silly little questions.
Hey, what are the top 3 ways that I can do this or whatever?
What are the odds of my football team winning this week or whatever?
There's such a different way that when you know how to talk to it, you can prompt it to get whatever information it is or get it to do whatever it is that you're wanting it to do. And I've been going down those wormholes myself, and I'm like, man, there's so much cool shit that you can do that help you save hours. I was gonna do a task the other day. I forgot what it was. I wanted to extract a bunch of images from a website all in bulk without having to go through every single page and download. I fed it in a ChatGPT. I prompted it. It was able to pull all the image URLs throughout the entire website. I was able to hit download, and then I created a terminal prompt on my computer that was able to just store it all in one file. Someone would sit there and right-click save, drag and drop in a folder, I did it all in one click, and it automatically created a folder on my desktop. It gave me basically a code that I created. I opened up a computer terminal. I don't know if a lot of people may not know what that is, but it's just like, it's black and white. It's kind of looks like the Matrix. You put the code in there, and then boom, it just ran this entire prompt and program on my computer and did it. And that's just one scenario of saving, I don't know, a good amount of time. But when you take all of that time that it helps you save and you compound it over the course of a year, you've now put months and weeks back into your life because you're not doing these things manually the way that we used to do it, right? There's so many more, it helps you become more efficient. So prompt engineering, I would say, is one thing to really get into. And I really do think that's the future, is knowing how to talk to ChatGPT, not just ChatGPT, but all AI models. And prompt it to get it to do whatever it is that you may want it to do. I had a client recently that they didn't have a car available for their exotic car rental. And we have an AI bot that goes in there, and it told this person, it checked the inventory, and it was like, hey, we don't have anything available. But we fixed that. We prompted it to, hey, whether there's availability or not, you are a salesperson at company X, Y, and Z. Your goal is to, and we're prompting it to do exactly what it's supposed to do and how to act, and, act with, God in mind. So we're even training it to be somewhat human in a sense of acting accordingly to the Bible or acting accordingly to, whatever it may be. So there's so many ways that you can prompt, and that's we can go down wormholes. We could be here for 5 hours.
I believe it.
We prompted to also act with integrity and things like that as well. So there's just so many ways that you can prompt it to do a million different tasks, but prompt engineering, I think, is kind of the future for that AI stuff. So anybody getting into it, I would say learn that. And there's so many resources. Most of the stuff that I did as self-taught, I did work at a corporate America company for maybe a year and a half, and I learned what I learned there. But then when it came down to we're in the boardroom and we're analyzing the client together, and then I'm speaking up and I'm like, hey, well, if we put the content to the right-hand side, because Google reads from right to left, not left to right, and we add the keywords here, we're missing this type of content here or whatever. And then the owner of that company was like, he told the SEO specialist that was training me, he was like, hey, what's going on? Why is Kristian the one that's speaking up, and he's the one that's telling us how to do everything, and you're quiet over there? And it was because I went down the wormholes. I was reading the books. I took everything that I knew there, that I learned there, but I was building on top of that. I was reading books. I was going on YouTube University. I was taking courses. I was consuming all of this knowledge and information every single night after going home. But most people won't want to do that, right? They won't want to do that.
Yeah, they want to get home, turn on Netflix.
That's
and out.
I was going down wormholes, and then I spoke up more, and then I was like, all right, well, I got it.
You surpassed my my trainer and whatnot. So that's incredible. And yeah, so prompt, you would say is a good way.
Prompt engineering, and I will say the resources are out there. The problem with most is lack of resourcefulness.
Yeah,
everything's there. All of the information is free online. I got a course.
You just got to go take it and be resourceful.
That's it. Yeah. Be resourceful.
Yep, 100%. Be resourceful. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. What's next for you? What's next in for Lux? What's something you're working on? Something you're aiming towards? Maybe more locations, more staff. What's your goal right now?
Yeah, not more locations, but definitely more staff. We just hired another web designer. Yesterday was his first day, so we're going to continue to scale the team, continue to grow our AI department and everything like that. We're working on a couple of products. Like I said, we just launched Moon SEO maybe 90 to 100 days ago, probably 100 days ago. That's been doing very, very well. And I mean, we launched it 100 days ago. There was a lot of testing leading up to them, but in the last 100 days, it's already got several people, number one, top 3 on Google. So we're going to continue to roll that out. We're working on also products internally that we can also offer. So not just be like a service-based company, but be a product-based company. So there's a couple things that I can't really fully disclose what they are, but they're products that are gonna be disruptive and innovative to sales industries, which is one of my big passions. So I want to develop things, AI tools, softwares that can help sales reps that may not be knowledgeable, that may not know what it is that they're doing, but can always have basically a sales manager in their ear, in their pocket at all times, giving them the answers in live time, especially when they're in conversation with a prospect or with a potential client or something like that. So we're building out some of the products and continue to refine our service, right? Like I said, we just rolled out, 6 months ago, answer engine optimization. There's not a lot of digital marketing companies that even know what that is. They're not even talking about it. Yeah. And I know this because we talk to so many people all day long, and then they tell us, they're like, man, I've talked to 10 people. Nobody said that. Yeah. Nobody's talking about getting you on the top of ChatGPT. They're all still on Google or running ads on Facebook or running ads on Google, but nobody's talking about that, which is the future, because I don't know what it's like in 10 to 15 years, but I do know that it's grown to be 9%, ChatGPT alone, but it will be more next year. And right now, imagine if you started doing this for your business when Google first, if you started doing SEO when Google first came out and you secured those number 1 positions on Google for your product and service. Well, right now, because nobody's really doing it or implementing it or optimizing for AI searches, it's the biggest opportunity because barrier of entry is low, competition is low. A lot of people still don't even know what it is. I just did a talk this weekend and everybody raised their hand that they don't know what it is. Yeah. Probably up until now, I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I've not.
That's why it's such a fucking big opportunity right now, because absolutely no one is doing it, which allows us to come in there and secure that position for our clients, so they can start making some money on ChatGPT, which is exactly what happened. That tattoo artist that I was telling you about, they had someone that searched for like best tattoo artist in St. Pete or something like that on ChatGPT. The girl came in. She's getting a full sleeve done now. That's several thousands of dollars of work just from ChatGPT search.
Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, you got to be everywhere where your clients are. And they could be on ChatGPT, they could be on Google, they could be on Bing. You got to be everywhere. Omnipresence.
Omnipresence, yeah. That's a big thing that's what we do. I think we talked about this last time, taking an omni-channel approach where you're not just present on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You're present on Google, both organic, both paid, present on YouTube. I want someone to be on their phone scrolling in between their sets at the gym, and then, oh shit, Lux Digital Marketing. Then I want them to look up at the TV and be like, oh, there they are again.
Yeah,
We're also going to be running ads in all of the gyms and everything like that. I want it to be wherever you look. You go on Google, you find us. Okay, you clicked it. We got your data. You leave. Now you're going to go on Instagram. Boom, you're going to see us there for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's awesome. Tell me, you know I already asked you this question on a short that we did recently, but for the podcast, why do you dress up?
I feel good. You know, I'm in this mastermind, the maxed out mastermind, and there's someone in there, Amy, you know, and she crushed it. You know, I loved what she had to say, and then I'll tie it back into me. But I think this is great. She transforms lives, but the vehicle is just clothes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, how you dress will ripple into how you feel.
Yeah.
And how you feel will ripple into what type of actions you take that day. You know, how effective you are in work, right? You perform better. If you look good, you feel good, you work better, you perform better and everything like that. And if you do that, your quality of life is enhanced. So, you know, essentially it's indirectly you're changing someone's life in a positive manner. And that's what she does. She's a stylist, but like on a whole deeper meaning, not one of these Nordstrom, Saks on Fifth, you know, ones that are just in the store. Hey, what, you like blues or you like yellows? No, it's all about who you are as a person. And then she helps you represent your exterior based on who you are inside. Yeah. Not necessarily on like what your favorite color is, but you know, it's on a deeper level anyway. So that's why I like to dress up, is it makes me feel better, and when I feel better, I perform better. Yeah. And then it just ripples effect. It has that ripple effect into everything else. I enjoy it, and it also attracts the type of person that I'm looking to network with. Every single event that we go to, and everything like that. You know, it's funny. I went with a group, and everybody, yeah, the 3-piece suit, nice suit, best dress. But then it just kind of naturally opens up doors without me having to pursue to open a door. It just kind of attracts that, which is also great too.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, that's very true. I do want to wrap it up, but one more question for you. How do people get in touch with you if they want to use your services? How do people, if somebody wants to come work for you, how do they get a hold of you? Yeah. If somebody's looking at this and they want to work with your company, what do they do? Yeah, it's
Kristian with a K, Dan, like Lieutenant Dan, on Instagram. I don't know if anybody gets the Forrest Gump there analogy, but Kristian Dan, Kristian with a K, or you can go to Lux, Lux, marketingcompany.com.
Let's go. All right, so that's going to do it for today's episode of Sip and Style. Cheers, my friend. Thank you for joining
brother.
me.
Thank you for having me.
Like and subscribe if you like this content.
Like and subscribe. You do love this content.